Good morning, YouTube. It is 10 a.m. in the great state of Texas, and we are doing another pine board project. So probably by the thumbnail, you could tell that this is a repeat of a previous project that we had done earlier in the year. So as I'm doing this commentary, I haven't decided yet if I'm going to post this in January or if I'm going to post this in November. Long story short, we had tried this project earlier in the year, and this project was such a hit with people that somebody wanted me to make them another one. So if you didn't see that previous project, this is essentially going to be the same thing, but we're going to do it a little bit different and, in my opinion, a little bit better. So learn from my previous mistakes, just getting everything circled up, and all we're going to do is take some pine boards, cut them onto the bandsaw, and then we're going to go ahead and glue everything up like we did in the previous video. So if this is the first time you're watching this, this is all new to you. So all I did, obviously, there in the beginning of the video was circle everything up, get everything sized the way that I want to, and then trying not to lose my fingers on the bandsaw. Or not the bandsaw, the table saw. Now we're on the bandsaw. So once I got the boards cut out the way that I wanted to, now all I'm doing is getting these all circled out so we can glue them up and put them onto the lathe. So this part went a lot better than the previous project. Camera angles are also a lot better than the previous project, and this part went relatively easy. You can see the bandsaw blade itself actually just moving. I need to tighten that up, but got all that cut up, and now we're just going to glue everything up and get everything into vices and then let it set up for about 24 hours. And key to this is don't be stingy with your Gorilla Glue. Use a lot of glue because it's super important. Also, wear gloves or use a brush. Me, I just like to throw it on there and just paint it on. I think that's just as effective. It does make a mess though. So getting the grips on there, and now we're just going to do the squeeze out and get all this on there. Obviously, I need to clean up my grips there. You ever watch like woodworking channels and everything is nice and neat? I really envy those guys because they keep everything nice and neat. Me, I just tend to wipe it down a little bit, and you can obviously see there, the glue is still all over those bad boys. But 24 hours later, got all that glued up, and just put the grips back, wipe them down real good, but they need to be cleaned up significantly. So getting the faceplate onto the actual pine board itself, give it a nice cheese roll, and now we're just going to put that onto the lathe, get that in there. And great thing about working with pine, I love working with pine. I say that I think in every pine video because it's such a fun, easy wood to work with. And I say this with all my pine videos. If you're new to woodworking, start with pine, in my opinion. I think that's a good wood to work with. So nice and soft, just getting it nice and cylindrical, even though it's already a cheese wheel. Now we're just like evening everything out, and this part didn't go too difficult. Everything's set up real nice and neat. Now we're just making that concave bottom on the bottom of it, and then we're just going to go ahead and get the bottom nice and flat, take the tailstock off of it. And you saw there the tailstock was protruding a little bit, and that's only because the blank itself is so large that I'm unable to get everything forward the way that I want to. So now all we're going to do is just make the mortise. This took no time at all. When you work with pine, it just cuts through the chisels really, really easy, and we got that on the first try, so not a whole lot of issues there. I did go a little too deep on it, so now we're just cutting out the bottom a little bit, so it's not so deep this time, and resize it. So got that off, and now we're just going to take the faceplate off and go ahead and get everything reversed, and then we can start the actual gouging portion of it itself. But overall, everything's going really well. Learned from my previous project, not that we had a lot of project issues the first time, but I feel like this one went a lot easier and a lot smoother than the previous one. But all we're doing here is just flattening it out, and then we're going to start the actual gouging portion of it, which won't take no time at all. So here we go, fast motion. Boom, look how fast this is. And that's the great thing about working with pine. It just goes by really, really quick. So this part went really easy, going between the round carbide tool and the square carbide tool, just getting to a nice depth, and then we're just working the edges here. And you can see all the material just coming out. Not a whole lot of issues here. And the only difference between this one and the previous one that we did was the actual lip of the bowl isn't, it's not a real lip, it's just more square on the bottom of it. So we're not going to actually work the sides as much on this one. But you can see here there's a little bit of glue. You can see where that other board starts and stops, and all we're doing here is coming back with the chisel and just working that material down so it's nice and flat. So that's all one board, and this is the mess it made from all that, and you just want to throw the shavings, because it's not a woodworking project unless you throw the shavings, obviously. But we're actually going to save those for another project that's coming up. So, boom, you got it all over the flag there. We got to clean that up. And here we go with the best part of it, sanding. That's the next part. So, not a whole lot of issues there. I think we sanded it from like 50 grit to 120 to 220. Then I got the sandpaper stuck there. So. I hate sanding. I haven't met a woodworker yet that's like, man, I'm stoked to go ahead and start sanding. But once we got sanded down, we did my favorite part, which is torching the thing. So pine is a really easy wood to work with, but it's super duper boring. So I love just to burn it. And this is the fun part to me, because who doesn't love to play with fire and a torch and wake your neighbors to where they're like, what is this guy doing? And, you know, here I am in the middle of the night or late night just torching pine wood in my backyard outside my shop. But got a good char on it, and then we just came back and started hitting it with the Dremel. So this part is very tedious. This takes forever, but this is what really gives the bowl its nice aesthetic. And this part, you know, went relatively easy. I learned from my last bowl that I did like this. If you just go in a straight line and just make everything nice and neat and even, and just kind of try to follow a pattern instead of going everywhere, it makes it a lot easier. And then you can see there I came back and just hit it with the vacuum, getting all the dust out. And I'm wearing like I think I'm wearing 2 different masks. I'm wearing a sealed mask on my face with a bandana, because it's still like kind of inhaling this a little bit, and I need to get a better respirator. But definitely wear your respirator if you're gonna try this project, because man, that the burnt wood is definitely, it's an irritant for sure. And then just coming back and vacuuming it every so often. So here it is, kind of toward the end here, and you can see all the cool little divots in it and little craters. And then I just came back. I learned this, I forget where I saw this, but instead of sandpaper, hitting it with some steel wool, some fine steel wool, and that just gets that char off of it, which makes it, that gets all that char off of it, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. And then we're just going to come back, seal it with some lacquer, and this will just seal in the wood and everything, so the person I'm giving this to can do what they want with it. But overall, really happy how this one turned out. Like I said, we did this project earlier. I don't know when this video is going to come out, but hey, I like doing these videos, so you know, sometimes repeating the project is okay. But here it is, all done, lacquer's all dry. Really happy how this turned out. Learned from my previous video, and we're probably going to do more videos like this in the future. So I like to repeat a lot of projects, and you know, not everything's going to be different on the channel, but I like making it, and that's what counts the most. So hope you guys liked it. Hope you got something out of it. Cool looking bowl, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, peace. All right, so project is done, and you can look at this little guy. Looks a lot better, I think, than our previous iteration of this bowl. So the cool little texture with the Dremel and getting those little holes with the burnt look. There's a little knot right here that I just left alone. I think that looks really cool. And then you can just see the edge of it just burnt real nice. And the lacquer really makes this pop a little bit. So really happy how this one turned out. I think generation 2 of this bowl came out a lot better. I woke up super duper early this morning. Today is October 7th, 2023. Actually, I don't even know when you guys are watching this. I don't know if I'm going to save this to be a project for 2024 or if I'm going to put this out as a bonus. I really don't. Just kind of given my schedule. I'm trying to get these videos stacked up because I got some work things probably coming up here real soon, so I won't be able to get in the shop as much as I want to. It is, speaking of which, it is 64 degrees here in the great state of Texas on October 7th, 2023, and that's why I'm wearing this hoodie. So it's been 1,000 degrees, so wow, the weather has completely changed. Absolutely loving it, but I'm going to try to get into the garage and make as many projects so we can stack them so that we don't miss our Sunday video. So I don't know when you guys are watching this. It could be a week from now. It could be a bonus project. It could be 2024 sometime. But anyway, I liked it. It looks a lot better. Probably going to do a lot of these bowls over again, but Generation 2 definitely looks better. We learned from our mistakes previously. So hope you liked it. Hope you got something out of it. Hope everybody's doing good out there. It's nice and cool here in the state of Texas, so I'm going to try to get as much stuff done as possible. So I'll see you in the next one and all that good stuff. So hope you guys are having a good fall. All right, peace.